Hello, my beautiful people. So today I want to talk about stepping into your own growth portal. So this just literally, I was in meditation just before this and I wasn't going to record anything. I was actually trying to go out for a bite to eat, but over and over I kept on hearing from my team, growth portal, growth portal, growth portal. So this is something that I want to talk about because so many things that we can, so many experiences we can have in our life catapults us into a growth where it's like not really expected and it's not really within our own choice. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when we go through things, sometimes it could be a tragedy or a move or something that's maybe necessarily we didn't actually choose. And that puts us into a growth space like afterwards. Like we're like, oh, that was a lot to go through, but now I'm so glad I went through it because I grew so much. And so that has a different energy and a different frequency than putting yourself in a growth portal yourself instead of allowing the universe to do things. So this kind of happens when we are actively making decisions more in our alignment with things. So the more that we're making decisions, the less like feelings we have like we're being like jerked around by the universe. Because if we keep missing these growth portals of our own, then that's when the universe comes in and it's like, well, bam, I'm going to actually, push you to this lesson. So this is actually stepping into your own portal of growth. And we can do this in so many different ways. And the main ways that we can move ourselves through this is really verbally just accepting like, okay, I'm not sure what my next level is. I'm not sure what my next step is, or maybe you don't have necessarily such an idea, but I'm ready for this like next version of myself, and really making that out loud statement of like, okay, I'm ready for this next step in my life. I'm ready for this next up level. And then from there saying like, I am open to the universe of creating this portal for myself, turning out for the highest good of all. And, please help me with this. Because again, our team, our spirit guides, our, all of our ancestors, everybody that's here on the forefront that is like trying to help us with everything needs that confirmation and that permission to be able to be like, okay, all actions go, let's help her or let's help him. So I really want you to say that out loud, that you're ready for this portal to expand and you are accepting help through this. So we can put ourselves through this portal in so many different ways. We can kind of get this, maybe you're strolling in a bookstore and you see a book that is like, whoa, that looks like it would maybe change my life. And I've had books, and I have a book right now that's doing that for me. So we can find growth through reading something, through listening to a podcast, through watching a movie sometimes, or a series that is really enlightening or gives you a different perspective. We can choose to work with a coach or take a course. We can choose to go travel somewhere. We can choose to take a class. We can choose to set boundaries. I'm just giving you so many different options of what your own growth portal can actually look like, and it's going to look different from everybody. Your portal is going to be much different than mine. And in the time period, our portals will look different. So right now, I've been moving through this massive portal that I put myself through as I've been traveling more long term and putting myself in situations where I'm constantly growing and expanding in new settings. So that is where my soul has led me to do, and that's where my portal has been moving through is through traveling, and of course other things along the way, but the main thing is through travel. And this wasn't the case though all the time. Like, it's not I wasn't traveling the world all my life. So other portals that I have stepped in is just like what I've stated just previously. And what I want you to do is just be really creative and usually it's not something that you have to totally think about hard. Usually it's something that when I say, okay, how can you step into your own growth portal? something will pop into your brain, and it might sound super crazy. Maybe it's going skydiving. Maybe it's going to up to somebody and asking them out. Maybe it's, choosing a different color on your nails if you're trying to do different expressions. Like, it could be so different, and it could be so feel like such a small thing, or it could feel like such a big thing. So I just want to give you the variety of things that can allow you to step through this portal. And what happens when you're choosing your growth like that, and you're choosing that next step, and you're choosing that up level, especially within this month coming into the new year, this whole last month has so much energy, and sometimes it can feel kind of negative, and it feels very like, oh, the things that you didn't do, the things that you weren't able to accomplish, or I talked a little bit about this. But I'd like to just bring it up because it's a lot of emotions can come around the end of the year because of this. And we sometimes set these really high expectations of the previous year. And you're like, oh, I want to do this. I want to look like this. I want my money to be here, my relationships to be here. And sometimes it can feel like we fell flat on those things. So I really want you to be able to take this opportunity through this month, and just put yourself through this growth, for the rest of the month, and commit to yourself to be like, okay, how can I grow in this step of life? And again, this can be one thing that you do, or it could be something daily that you choose to do. One things that if you really don't know anywhere to start, I always recommend starting with meditation. That alone is going to put you through a growth portal, and really connect to your own energy and center yourself. And there's so many things I can talk about meditation, but I'm saying that's not the only thing that you can do. It can look like something completely different for you. So this is really something that you want to anchor into yourself, commit to yourself, say out loud, choose what you're going to do, and then act on it. Don't sit on it. We're not just thinking about like, oh, do I want to grow today? No, you want to be excited. The same energy that you're putting into something, the universe is going to put towards back to you. It's going to bring that, full fold. So, allow that universe to be reflective of you, have that excitement for whatever you're going to be doing. And, even if you want to talk about it, like, oh, I'm going to take a new class, or I just signed up for this course, or I just have this new coach and I'm so excited to catapult the new year, or whatever it is. Sometimes we feel like with things that we don't want to be excited. And I should do a whole episode of this on its own, of just allowing yourself to celebrate and allowing yourself excitement. Like, life is supposed to be enjoyed, have joy, celebration, excitement. So be excited for whatever you're choosing to step into, and whatever this new growth thing is going to do for this month. Like, just kind of take a minute to kind of dream about like, oh, what will I be at the end of this? What will I learn about myself? What will I be able to experience? Where, is there new people that I'd be able to connect with after this? Or how am I going to look if I'm going to change my hair? Or, what am I going to feel like? And really just allow yourself to get in that energy of just excitement for whatever you're choosing. And it's just like, I'm choosing my growth portal. And, and I guess I didn't really realize this from the beginning of this episode, but portal is something that can be used that we can kind of get a little scared of if you're not used to this spacey galactic chat kind of stuff. So it's really just if that kind of freaks you out a little bit, if you're like, well, I don't want to go through a portal, just think about it that you're stepping through a doorway. It's like this new door that you can pick the color what you want. Say it's like this, bright blue door, and through that is a next level of your growth, and you're stepping through this door, and that is how you integrate your growth, by stepping through this door. So if portal is just a little bit weird for you, just think about it like that. It's just the same kind of sense. You're going through something to be able to, not get to the other side, but step through it to just really enhance where you're at and just really go for it. So this is definitely not a time to just wait for January 1st, to wait for the new year, to wait for, that new year to click and you're like, okay, and then I'll do it. It's really, the energy flows much easier and better if you get kind of a jump start on it and you're putting that pre-energy in before that happens. So you're like, okay, let's fucking go. This is, we've got a little, we're a little bit into the month, but still kind of the month of December that we can really anchor this in and just really step into a growth period before our resolutions or before our plan for the next year. So I don't even want you to look at the next year. I just want you to focus on this month and just one thing that you can do to, enhance your growth on your own instead of the universe doing it for you. I want you to really ask yourself, how can I put myself out there? Maybe it's in business, maybe it's in relationships, maybe it's standing on your own 2 feet and being solo and, embracing being single. Maybe it's taking yourself on a solo date. It can literally look like anything, but trust yourself, sit with it a little bit after you listen to this and see what comes through of that action item of what is going to be super helpful for you. And you can ask, okay, what can I do? What is something I can do that is going to put me through this growth portal for the month of December? Please give me guidance of the highest light, love, and compassion for the highest of all good. And what can help allow me do that? And you can say, that statement if you feel called to. So really excited to see what comes up. Feel free to message me on Instagram in the chat or just connect with me to see what comes up, or tag me if you feel like it, if you are in, one of your growth experiences, or I just would love to see what you end up doing. And that would be really fun to share. So definitely tag me in that on Instagram, and or you can message me if you feel more private about it. So I hope you just have a kick-ass day and carry this portal of growth through December. Feel free to listen to this again if you need to, or if you're like, okay, I did it. Let's do another portal. Let's do another activity, or let's expand on the activity that I chose. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So let's just really kick it for December. And again, if this feels resonant, share this to somebody and maybe use it as a challenge for maybe you and your friend to be like, okay, what are we going to do to just, kickstart or jumpstart this December and really anchor into the new year. So lots of love, and I will chat with you again soon.